Hey everybody, welcome to Up Close and Personal with T Law. I'm T Law. Today's episode we're talking about my first EP, which was entitled "Music Within Me." That title came from a thought that I had about people saying nobody wanted to hear my music or nobody was going to listen to anything positive. And I felt like there were so many people trying to like snatch my dreams. You know what, like you know what you call them, dream snatchers, dream snatchers, snatching your dream stuff. So I felt like there were so many people trying to do that. So what happened was I came up with this thing said the music within me, meaning you can't stop what's within me. You could take anything physical from a person, but you can't take what's within a person. So that's how I came up with music within me. Just as simple as that. That was the simple thing of the title. And that will bring us to the first actual song on there, which was entitled, of course, Music Within Me. It featured these very talented singers by the name of SOE, the Sisters of Element. Very dope singing duo they was. We did that track together, Music Within Me, and that's the title track. So that's basically just talking about how I would never stop doing music, and how even though music getting hard, and I'm gonna keep on doing music. So that was basically the first track in a nutshell. It was just about keep doing music and why I do music, basically. Why I'm gonna keep on going. That's basically what that is. And so yeah. And then another track I had on there. I'm not even going in order because I don't remember. I don't have the track list in front of me. So, but another track on there, another noticeable track on there was T Law's Message to Women. That was a track that was basically about a message. It was a message to women, basically telling them to know their worth, because there were so many women that didn't know what they were worth. Basically, it actually came from a conversation I had with a girl when I was a teenager. She was in a crazy relationship, and I asked her like why she putting up with this guy if he doing all this to her, and she stated that she felt like she wasn't nothing if she didn't have a boyfriend. And at that point, I didn't know what to say with her. But as I got older, that kind of bothered me that she would say something like that, and because this highly desirable woman was faced with such stuff, it was faced with so much with this guy, and she felt her whole worth was based on her having a man in her life. So that in turn came up with T Law's Message to Women to give women a song, a message of let them know their worth. I even used Bible verses in the song to, prove my point a little deeper. I used basically the one that says, "See that finds a wife found a good thing." I told her that you're somebody's good thing in the song, and I even used the one that said, a virtuous woman is more precious than rubies and more valuable than diamonds." So yeah, so I put the Bible verses in there, the word in there, switched it up and made a song. That's how Till All Message to Women was born. It's a message for all the women out there. Give them a positive message. It's a song I'll play for my daughter and for anybody else, any other young lady in my life that needs to know, what their worth is. So yeah, every song on the project had a special meaning behind it or had a reason behind it, was based on something that actually happened. Like for example, we had the song "Abandon Me," which was a real story. That was a woman that I was trying to get with, and she basically abandoned me. Self-explanatory. So I used the old Rolls-Royce sample song. You abandoned, love don't live here anymore. That was the name of it. I used that old Rolls-Royce sample, flipped it around. I recorded that 2 weeks after the girl basically broke my heart, basically, in so many ways. So 2 weeks, literally, I went in the studio and I recorded that song, literally depressed. So even if you hear that song, you might hear some shakiness or you might hear like some downtroddenness in my voice because I was really in a bad, in a bit in the bad I can't even talk right now, in a bad headspace with that. So that was a good fun fact about that song. Um, Another song that a lot of people seem to like, but if I can be straight up honest, I'm not really a biggest fan of that song, but a lot of people really seem to like that song. College Girl. That song, a lot of people really like that song. I'm like, and I'm gonna finally let it be known to anybody who been following my music journey and know I was not that serious with that song. I didn't even think nobody was gonna even like that song. To be honest with anybody in the world, to tell you the truth, it wasn't meant to. I don't want to say it was meant to be a joke, but I didn't think that it would go, that people would like it like they did. Really, I mean, come on. I had a rapper sing the chorus. I had a rapper who doesn't really sing the chorus. It was meant to be a chant. It was meant to be a song that I was just doing just because we were talking about it, and I decided to make a song about it. It wasn't really meant to go where it was. I mean, I'm kind of glad that it didn't go viral. To be honest, I was glad that the song did not go viral, and I'm kind of glad that I leased the beat and didn't buy the beat exclusively, because like I said, it was really a throwaway song. I literally wrote the song in the studio, like right before I recorded it. I literally wrote the lyrics right before I recorded it. I'm trying to see. I think that's a couple of more tracks on. That's another track on that. Fighting Temptation. That's based on a true story. Yeah, I was feeling one of my friends' woman. I mean, yeah, one of my friends' girls, and I was fighting temptation at the point. That's self-explanatory. I'm not going to get too much into that because there's no need to. That's I'm just leave it at that. It was a guy I was cool with, and I wanted his woman. Let's just say it like that. And that was a fighting temptation thing, and that was kind of like a fantasy situation. These days. That's the one I was thinking about. These days was basically just me singing the blues. I was just throwing together. It was a zero. It was a zero song I heard he had called These Days. I liked I had enjoyed the beat so much that I decided to basically remix it and put my own spin on it, and I basically gave my blues on that track. And then I threw my boy Charismatic on it to, give it a little bit of the extra flavor, and it came out really good. I think These Days would have to be my favorite track off my debut EP. Last but not least, we got I believe this was everybody's favorite track from there, and I think this might have been the biggest one. And it's a killer at everybody's shows, at all the shows, I mean. What About Justice? That one's self-explanatory as well. That was about that's a lot of stuff happening, with all the cop killings, the Black Lives Matter, and all of that. And that was like, and how these like racist police wouldn't get thrown in jail. And the whole town looking at this, I'm like, well, what about justice? I kept saying, there ain't no justice. And the whole time I kept saying, what about justice? There ain't no justice. So that's how the song came about. I actually originally had did that song to a beat. That's actually the version of the song I did with the beat is actually on SoundCloud as well. But I did the song to another beat as well too. But I lost the beat. To this day, I can't find the beat I did it to. So what happened was I ended up making an acapella rap, and it came out better than expected. But other than that, that's basically Music Within Me. That was basically a quick rundown of all the tracks on my debut EP, giving y'all a little bit farther insight on what that project was actually about and where that came from. I'm going to go in future episodes, I'm going to go into more of my other projects that I did, the EPs I got out. But the EP I just talked about, Music Within Me, after you watch this quick run through, click in the description down below, and I'll put the link to the EP down below, to the first EP down below, Music Within Me, which is now on SoundCloud. So I'll put that down there below. I'll put so y'all can watch the whole thing. I mean, listen to the whole project or whatever. Sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place. I'll kind of decide to ring this episode a little bit. But other than that, thank you for tuning in to Up Close and Personal. I will talk to y'all on the next episode where we'll dive into a whole nother topic, and it won't be as quick of a run through as this one was. But holler at y'all later. Thank you.